Changeling the Dreaming Chronicle, currently happening in, it's probably about 1200 AD in Constantinople. So, things are about to get even more exciting than they already did because last session, the corrupt and cranky leader of the Freehold was summarily executed.
There was a coup of sorts.
Whoops.
Yes,
The
and
deuce
tat,
is
one could
dead.
say.
The deuce is dead. Long live the deuce.
yes, and so in the immediate power vacuum that was created by that very sudden act of violence, Rosa, or she Lodge Mistress of the Knights Templar, stepped in to take power. And so I thought it would be pretty fun if instead of jumping right into the narrative, we did a little bit more world building. Because Rosa, now that you are in charge of the Freehold, the politics are going to matter a lot more. So I thought we could start building. So I have a list of, they're pretty much archetypes. So we've got the Steward, Captain of the Guard, the Fool, and just go through this list. And I figure, say what kith they are. So what class of fairy, what court they are, if they're seelie or unseelie. And so the way that I like to sort of reduce it down is seelie is Disney and unseelie is Brothers Grimm. And then just 3 adjectives to define them. So, let's start with the steward. So this would be the guy who is in charge of executing your orders. You say, build me a fountain of chocolate in the courtyard. He's the guy who gets that done.
Okay. And obviously they can be part of my friend group. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you could totally fire the person who has this job and install a friend.
Yeah, I don't see that ever coming back to bite you.
But yeah, I would say if I was going to have a steward, I wouldn't give that role to any of my friends. I would say that I would hope it was one of my Fae guards to start with, maybe like one of my most loyal Fae guards that were already part of the Knights of Templar.
Sure.
And I would think that he himself, or she, I don't really care, he or she.
Let's invert the stereotype and make it a girl.
Okay. Then my right-hand woman would have probably, I kind of feel like she would have been a she too, but I don't want another she.
Well, it's
troll?
it's super likely that they would be a troll.
Okay.
Because that's
Very
pretty
obedient
much
trolls.
Yeah, trolls swear oaths to she to protect them.
Okay. Then I didn't want to add another troll, but I guess now we have another troll.
Yeah. So I assume this troll would be Seelie like you.
Yes.
Okay. And so let's come up with just 3 quick adjectives to define who the troll is.
All right. Loyal.
Okay.
I don't want to say trustworthy. That's basically the same thing.
Yeah, and like you could draw in like other personality traits. Like maybe they're loyal but they also drink too much, or maybe they're loyal but they have an anger problem.
Okay, I like the anger problem. Sure.
Okay.
Let's throw in the anger problem. That might be fun with Harry's character.
Oh boy.
You could also make my life hard and decide that someone has a dark secret that I will have to come up with.
Oh.
I'm not gonna have
I recommend waiting on that one.
I'm not gonna have the one that I'm supposed to trust everything with, but no, loyal anger issues, and maybe her other personality trait is she always loves cute things. Like,
Okay.
oh my goodness, it's so cute. Or something.
So
Meow!
yeah, so Zakea might have a replacement for attention giver.
Yes, she might love Zakea a lot.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna bother with names because Byzantine names were weird and not even
Yeah, just
behind the
Steward.
name has a page. So we're just gonna call them by their archetypes. All right, so next up is the soothsayer. So we established that this person was a female last game, but little else about them. This is the one that we sent off to the laundry after she swore up and down she saw uh, Alexei sitting on the throne.
Yes. Did we already have a kith for her?
I can't remember if we assigned her one, so I'm gonna say no.
You had suggested at the time she was a she, and that this was a bad day for her, but I also suggest that she'd make a very good Ishu.
Okay. Storytellers and Wanderers.
Yes, and it's the sort of job she might end up in.
Cool. I like it. Let's do Ishu.
Also, they look kind of like she sometimes, because they're basically the she from where they come from, so...
Nice. So we could have definitely mistaken her
Yep.
as a she.
She spends a lot of time saying, no, I'm just unusually pale.
Yeah, it seems like she's frantic, anxiety driven, but truthful.
Okay, I like that. Sealy unsealy.
I'd say, I don't know, what I kind of got from it is unsealy because she's cutting off chickens' heads all the time and killing things. It's not a big deal for her, and I think it would help her in her job to not care as much. Maybe that's why she has anxiety. I don't know.
Okay. We've got Captain of the Guard up next.
I
So
was
this would be
hoping, yeah, to assign our dear friend Harry or oh shoot, Alfonso.
I'll change my name in Zoom so you can see.
Yeah. I think I should as well, even though mine is very easy. I'll ask, but thank you. And Rob, feel free to join if you want to.
yeah,
just name
this is collaborative.
Zoom didn't.
Yeah, I would say Al-Asfa. And do I give him new adjectives?
No, that's up to Harry.
We know who he is.
I know.
Yeah.
He's really extremely loyal, and his blood oath is to me now.
Not exactly.
All right. All right, so pardon me while I type this.
No problem.
So we're gonna say that the old captain of the guard got so upset that he failed to keep his oath to protect Ephialtes that he's like wandered into a tavern and probably won't come out for a while.
Excellent.
Okay, next up, your fool, your court jester. So this is the person who can speak truth to power.
I make their life a living hell. I won't let anyone else. It's specifically on my sheet that's how my territorialism manifests as I fight the other entertainers for dominance.
I mean, I was hoping that you'd want to do it, Panda, but I wanted to make sure. Do you want to be the fool? Zakea?
Meow.
Yes. I think that's Cat for you do not tell me whom I am, I just am.
I think that's Cat for I'll do the job when I feel like it.
Yes, it's more like you can't stop her and she's going to beat up your existing fool unless he's able to fight back.
All right. Then we have ourselves a puka fool.
Oh dear.
Okay.
I wonder what species he is.
No, you. you're the puka.
What about the original one?
Yeah.
Oh, we
yeah, let's
could.
figure out. who that person is. So Ishu might be cool. We already do have an Ishu.
It could be another puka. Maybe
yeah,
one of the species that gets terrorized.
a satyr would also make an
That's true.
interesting type of fool.
Well,
There's room
if
for
the
a
fool has to
boggin
speak
fool
truth.
of like this
Wait,
bumbling but really helpful boggin who will just speak what's on their mind, and their slapstick is usually them trying to fix things and failing. Like, as much as you could argue that he's a knocker, Beaker is an example of a boggin fool. From the
yeah,
Muppets.
yeah. You were saying something, Rob?
I was gonna say if a puka can't ever tell the truth, and the fool has to is constantly telling the truth, it would just make an interesting dichotomy of contrast that the puka is trying to tell the truth as the fool, but yet it can't actually tell the truth. So we would have to literally decipher every little thing that that person says.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want to put a puka there, it's gonna be a shit ton of work to try to understand what they said.
It sounded like Panda wanted to do that too. If she doesn't want to do it, no, you don't want to do it?
I mean, I think what Rob was saying was we could have dueling pukas.
Wait, no, I actually am uncertain if Panda wants to do this.
She doesn't want to be the fool. She just doesn't want anyone else to be the official entertainer.
You're mad petty, dude.
It's the dog
Mad
playing
petty.
fetch type of no take
And
only
I'm like,
throw.
so should
thing.
I have a satyr be the fool? But then are you going to fight him all the time?
Yes.
Just
he'll
pick
still
a
be
fool
able
big
to do
enough
his
to repel
job,
the attacks
but-
of the puka.
Yes.
Do you want to be
Make
the
an
fool,
ogre.
Rob?
Oh, possibly.
Are you using the microphone and your headphones, or what are you using?
No, I'm only using the headphones because the mic's
Okay.
not working.
Sounds
Yeah,
okay right now.
But
you're
I
good.
would probably say if it's to help, yeah, why not? It's to help the story along, sure, I'll play the fool.
Okay, then yeah, then I guess we do have a satyr being the fool. Sorry, I was under the impression Panda actually wanted to be the fool.
No.
That is why.
Well, so we should define who this person used to be, because they're probably still going to be hanging around.
Sure, we'll have. I'm thinking that the boggin sounded kind of fun.
Okay.
So friendly hearth fae. So probably a little blander, like I would say blander than what you would think a fool would have been.
Okay.
Probably was easily subdued by Zakea when she wanted to gain the spotlight. Easy to be like, oh, it's just a weird puka cat. Oh, okay, I'll let her go. I'll let her do her thing now.
So
maybe,
timid?
yeah, timid, bland, but was a friendly and, truthful, telling fool.
Okay. We've already given truthful to someone, but we can give friendly to this person.
All right, we'll do friendly.
Okay.
What
Let's
about
just
excessively helpful? Like he tries to take responsibility for everything, even to his detriment.
I like it.
okay.
I like it.
Because that's a very
So
typical
why is this
boggin.
person? So why is this NPC not being the fool? If you guys are giving him such good characteristics.
Well,
Because he got bumped out of the job by you.
Because I mean, that's the benefit of having your friend take power.
you get power
They
too.
they bring you along for the ride.
Okay.
Okay. And so now we get like a little more cerebral. Who is the malcontent? So the person who is upset with the new status quo, maybe even the old status quo, and will pretty much never be happy no matter what you do.
I mean, it would kind of make sense to me to be another she,
Okay.
but does anyone else
we-
have some?
We could also pick a red cap. These are hungry fae, so they're born of nightmares of famine, and so they can eat anything, and they're never satiated. And then we also have the Slua, who are obsessed with secrets and the dead. They're super creepy. And so they're both kind of sinister kiths. So one of them might be good.
All right. Well, I kind of like the Slua.
Okay.
Like they're just somebody hanging around all the time. And I mean, I wouldn't change this person. Obviously. I don't think you can. But it seemed like somebody who would also have already been that way with the last regime.
Okay. So I'll put perpetually unhappy as one of their 3 adjectives.
Yes.
Give me 2 more.
Can they attempt necromancy?
Yes. In fact, Slua are the kith of Fae most known for being able to see and speak with the dead.
Yes, I would like him to also be able to do him. I think it's a guy.
Okay.
Also do that.
Ridiculously romantic.
Oh, okay.
Not like a flirt, but very much like and possibly a dark secret because he's the malcontent.
Okay, I like it. Romantic.
Okay.
As long as he doesn't come near my women, we're good.
He can
Nobody
slither
messes
into
with
pretty much
Theta's women,
anything
yo.
he wants to. It's a slew. That's
Don't
the
mess with me. Don't mess with my women and don't mess with my wine. That's all my Theta life is about.
They are also very good at poison.
Oh.
I need to make sure how much poison and magic I got before I even go near him. Never mind, he's cool with me. He could take my girl.
Okay.
I don't got anything for that, so never mind.
All right, so we only have 2 more roles left to fill. So the Squire. So, someone who is young, who might be new to the world of changelings, and is very eager and ambitious.
Well, I know you like Selkies a lot. Would you want us to have a Selkie?
I won't say no.
You won't say no, you said?
No, it's up for you guys to pick. I mean,
So basically, yes.
I'll add in
We're
Selkies.
missing a knocker. There needs to be a knocker in here somewhere.
Builders and engineers. Is this the last archetype
we have?
So we've got the Squire and we've got the Black Sheep. And so the difference between the malcontent and the Black Sheep is the malcontent is part of the changeling society. It is like, this sucks and it needs to be changed. Whereas the Black Sheep, like, has done something or is believed to have done something that sort of pushes them to the edges.
I mean, I could
definitely got to be a troll on that one for the Black Sheep. He killed somebody by accident or something like that. That would be some crazy stuff.
I mean, I could see that being a Selkie too. Like unique magic. It's a seal. Why is it here? Like, what are you doing here?
I mean, Selkies usually form their own pods. What's this Selkie doing here, away from the ocean? Well, not really away from the ocean, based on what you picked, but
right.
They did something to get them kicked out of their home pod.
Yeah, interesting, and that would be like the Black Sheep. So if we need a knocker, then I would say then I would think the Squire. Is it Squire we said, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the Squire should be a knocker then, a builder or engineer.
Yeah.
All right.
So give me 3 adjectives for the Squire knocker.
I liked your eagerness.
Well, that's sort of me establishing the archetype.
Oh, okay. Then coachable. Can we have coachable?
Sure.
Or, ready to take commands as a Squire. I think that's a great thing to have. We have a lot of romantics. We have this, we have that, engineer. I I guess, artistic. Could he also be very artistic?
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't always do things according to code. Maybe he goes off and like makes it a bigger, more grander. Maybe like maybe
Yeah.
chauvinistic as a squire. I think that would be kind of an odd thing, chauvinistic.
Also, artistic is an interesting one to add to knockers because knockers tend to be very practical.
Okay.
They like building machines, and their machines never really work out the way they mean them to, which makes them grumpy. Uh, so anyway, so they tend to be very practical and down to earth, and so if you have one that is artistic, that is concerned with the aesthetics of what they're building, like that's an interesting take on the kit.
Cool. I like it. And then, yeah, maybe just a little socially inept though still. I think that goes with the artist type of like he's very artistic with the maybe he doesn't fit well with society, but he's not the black sheep.
Sure. He's probably socially awkward. I sort of imagine him in the vein of an oversharer. Like they want to be your friend so much they'll just tell you everything about their life, even like I did not want to know that came out of you or what color it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. And so then the black sheep is a selkie.
Yes.
Do we have any other terms or adjectives you guys want to throw on our black sheep?
Other than untrustworthy?
Ooh, untrustworthy.
Okay, so they probably did whatever it was that got them black sheep status.
Yeah, quite probably.
Useful and malicious.
Ooh.
Malicious and what was the other one?
Useful. They're allowed to stay around despite being an awful person because they're good at getting something done.
Okay.
Interesting. And I guess this would be Sealy, not unseelie.
Unseelie.
Okay.
I was thinking of seals.
Oi.
Right. I think the last one, the Squire, would have been Sealy, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I sort of assigned the malcontent as unseelie because that's what most Slua are anyway.
Yep. Didn't think we had to describe that one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So again, Byzantine names are very unique, and not even behind the name has a page for them, so we're just gonna refer to them by archetype.
I like it.
Okay, so that was fun, at least for me. So now we transition back to our narrative.
Yay.
The episode last game ended with Al-Asfa and Mercutio coming back to your safe house that you share with a mysterious colleague named Noor. Noor has his own room, no windows, a door with a very good lock. When you arrived home, there was a note pinned to the door with a dagger that says we should talk. Because you didn't come home till after dawn.
I suppose we should wait till it's dark then and give him a knock, because then he'll be awake.
Okay. So is there anything that you want to spend the day doing?
I don't know, I kind of just killed the fucking prince. I feel like I've done enough so far. Alasfa's probably going to be doing what he does just about every time he kills somebody, and that's laying low for a bit.
Okay. How about you, Rob?
I would just be training all day, because he apparently has gone into hiding, so I'm training.
Okay. Is there anything that Rosa or Zakea want to accomplish?
Zakea's probably going to need to amend the information given about the liberation of the Emperor to make sure that her contacts that she's giving this information to are aware that about that, well, we liberated 50% of what's theoretically an emperor, but the other 50% seems to still be there and, for reasons we can't fathom, alive?
Okay. Uh, so as you are wandering through the marketplace to try and make contact, there's a lot of people gossiping about news of the day. There's a herald who, crying out the headlines. Um, no one is talking about Alexi's escape. That is just not something you're hearing. And this would be big news if people knew about it. So, this is obviously information that is being suppressed somehow. I mean, not somehow, it's probably pretty obvious how it's being suppressed, but.
A bunch of laundresses have been told under no certain terms to gossip.
Yep.
And some very earnest and innocent noblewomen are being told not to tell comely captains of the guard anything. So for me, everyone not knowing what's going on is kind of the status quo, but I do have a contact who normally hangs out around the sewers who I do feel obligated to tell in a roundabout fashion to her what's going on.
Okay, so you're gonna track down Theodora?
Poor Theodora gets to deal with a cat explaining to her more or less what happened, but in this rambly, so roundabout thing. By the end of the anecdote, she'll know that the bird has flown, but Oedipus is still hanging out in the tower.
All right, so you go to your location. Theodora is not there. She shows up a couple minutes later, sort of like relacing her bodice. You again.
So, just so you're aware, Oedipus appears to still be in the tower, and Icarus didn't fall.
Okay. I'll pass that along.
But there was some lovely tours to Europe.
All right.
And it's not possibly the doom of us all.
So, sort of the way that she reacts is she thinks that you're talking in code, and she's kind of put out like, why wasn't I told the code?
Yes.
But you can pick up enough on her reaction to figure out that's what she's feeling right now.
Although I ask her, don't you think it's peculiar that with the son of the old emperor escaping to Europe, no one's reacted?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, do you think it's odd that he took a boat to Germany? Where is Germany, by the way?
Is that where Icarus is?
Icarus is most definitely not in Germany. Under no circumstances did he fly safely to Germany by boat.
Ah, I understand now. And so she has no idea that you're a puka. She just thinks you're a weird spy.
A very weird, bad spy. But I think the story's wrong because the laundry maid swears up and down that that Oedipus is still going to be king even though he's blind.
That would be exciting.
But if you're a betting person, that's not a horse that I would follow on, because if a doctor looked at him, they might have a question, but they might be very certain.
Which horse would you bet on?
I wouldn't buy property in the inside of his lungs.
I see. All right.
But it would make a pretty face if you needed to bluff for a little while.
Well, that would be something. Well, you've earned your
Also,
keep.
you could probably be a very wealthy widow.
Oh, I'd have to get married first.
But the bridegroom would die very quickly.
I think the time for following in the footsteps of my namesake have long since passed.
Zacchaeus shrugs. She feels that she's about conveyed this to her contact as much as she can and maintained her Seelie ethics, so no one's going to come yell at her and try to take the money back.
Yeah, well, so, and to that end, Theodora says, well, you've more than earned your keep today with that bit of news. And so reaches back into her bodice and takes out 2 silver coins and hands them to you.
Zacchaeus adds them to her collection of money. She's just likes it because it's shiny.
Zacchaeus just got this massive pile of gold and silver stashed away somewhere.
I mean, I can't wait until we reach modern day and you just collect milk rings.
Under the fridge, mostly.
Yeah. Oh, when fridges and sofas are invented. Okay. So she will take her leave of you unless there's anything more you want to accomplish.
Go beat up a mime and possibly chase some rats.
Okay. Are you gonna go bully the Boggin Fool?
Possibly, or any other performer I feel that does not show submission to my troupe.
Okay. There are certainly enough rivalries going on that is possible.
Yes, we can draw a veil over that being a series of unnecessary street scraps and dance battles and other things.
Dance battles, I love it.
I love it. Yes. Rosa, is there anything that you would like to get done?
I mean, I would obviously be correcting the wrongs on the court. So, like I said, the fool that Zacchaeus would be going to torment would also be losing his job. And then the guard, or royal guard, is that what we're talking about?
Captain of the Guard?
Captain of the guard, thank you.
Yeah. He's already not here. He's already heartbroken that he let his liege die and there was nothing he could do. So
it just happened so quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's also going to be sent an informant that says, like, ooh, so I know you're really upset, but you also lost all your titles.
I deserve nothing less.
And then I assign the new peoples where they need to be and tell the people who are still there to swear an oath to me. Unless they do not swear an oath to me. If they don't, then they're going to be replaced, even though we already did the world building.
Yeah, let's say that there's a she or two who was really loyal to Ephialtes, and they're like, you took his job because you murdered him. We're not swearing to you. But because this guy created so much fear amongst the court, there's no real opposition to how you gained power. It's certainly not orthodox, but you probably won't hang someone out of the lighthouse window by their ankles because they used the wrong fork.
I mean, no, not right now.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll see what happens. But no. I definitely am more of a democratic type of leader, asking my friends for advice and my cabinet / court for advice. And inevitably, I make my own decision, but I always take the advice and the suggestions to heart.
Okay. Neat. So I suppose the general mood of the court is because you are a lodge mistress of the Knights Templar, they really want to know if they are expected to fight in the upcoming crusade. So is that an order that you're going to give them?
I would suggest that since we all live here in Constantinople, we should attempt to protect or do as though. Are we protecting from the Crusades, or are we?
So the Pope, one of the people who claims to be the leaders of all Christians, has said Muslims are in control of Jerusalem. We need to bring it back under Christian control. And so that is the purpose of this crusade. Oh no, Tori froze.
No, I think that's an accurate reaction to have. We do know that they're coming via our arrivals back in Venice, so we...
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh, Zoom's all messed up.
Yep.
Here's hoping that Tori gets back.
Yay.
Okay, Tori's back. I just gotta rearrange everybody's faces on OBS.
I don't know what just happened.
That was our gremlin attack for the night.
Okay, I literally, I was trying to hear you. I'm like, there's no sound really coming out except like, look, Christian, look.
Right.
So yes or no? Cause
yeah, we just saw you freeze with a really great expression on your face.
Good.
Suggest that you would know that the last people these crusaders would have talked to would be the Venetians, our historical rivals, so they might not have heard good things about us.
Yeah, so to repeat what you probably didn't hear, so the Pope, who's one of two people who claims to be the leader of all Christians, has said Jerusalem, right now, the Holy Land, is under the control of Muslims, and he wants to bring it back under the control of Christians. So because Christians, it's very important that they get to go on pilgrimages to Jerusalem and see like Jesus's tomb, the hill where he was crucified. Like this is a really meaningful experience, and they are not necessarily able to have this while the city is under control of the Muslims. There's also like a worry that they might build over these important holy sites. And so the Pope has said, all right, we got to go get it back for our people. And so ostensibly, Constantinople is a Christian city. They would normally be expected to want to jump in on this and participate. But the patriarch of Constantinople says, Pope isn't the leader of the Christians. I am.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so it would be good to liberate the Holy Land and bring it back under the control of Christians, from a Christian perspective. On the other hand, does the Pope really have the authority to be doing this?
Gotcha. And so the Crusades were sent by the Pope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Learning religious stuff here. So I would say that let's, especially because the head of Constantinople is kind of against this, I would say we're going to wait and see for now. Don't expect to fight a war, but also be prepared is the best thing I can say, because if things are are going the way they are, isn't Constantinople closer to Jerusalem in the long run?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, they'd probably come here no matter what.
It's entirely possible that they come here at the very least to purchase supplies.
Right.
This is one of the major trading spots in the world right now. And so for them to get like the food, the iron, the everything that they would need, almost assuredly they'd come here.
And I don't know this definitely, but I feel as though we Fae don't necessarily, and like from the last thing, it didn't seem like we cared about religion.
It's very much a personal thing. Each Fae gets to decide for themselves.
Okay.
At this point in time, Fae who are believers are more likely to want to practice the old ways and sort of be pagan, reject Christianity, and sort of like want to connect with like the old forms of like earth worship, sun and moon worship, and that sort of thing, which is totally not okay in Constantinople right now. You could be Christian, that's great. You could be a Jew if you really want to. You could be Muslim, I guess, but you cannot be pagan.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I think I will stick to the Fae way of being like, let's just be smart about this, but I'm not going to push my people into a war that's not ours.
Okay. Sounds good.
I mean, I'm a Knight of the Templar, but
yeah, so like you would sort of be expected to be there on the front line, but that doesn't mean that you'd want. So your Templar leadership is part of your mortal life, and what you have here is your Fey aspect, and so it is entirely within keeping that you'd be like, you guys don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I definitely would say that.
Okay. Yeah, so they sort of scurry off and all make their own individual preparations. Okay, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
So you were up all night.
Yes, I'm waiting for the sun to set to talk with my dear friend, the vampire.
So are you gonna stay up for like 36 hours? Or
No. I'm gonna sleep.
Okay.
During the day, and ruin my sleep schedule for a long time, but it's okay. I mainly operate by night, anyways.
Considering who your friends are, it's fine.
Yeah.
So while you sleep, you have dreams.
Oh boy.
You dream of Ephialtes, and you replay in your dreams that moment, the moment that you decided, and the moment that you actually took his life, and you realize in your dreams, as much as Ephialtes seemed only to feel contempt and pride and anger, now he will never feel anything ever again.
But he did.
And you know that you reincarnate, the commoners reincarnate. Is he going to reincarnate? He was a she. He did not adopt the changeling way. He did not have a meat suit to protect him from banality. And so your sleep is not very restful because you are plagued by nightmares and the implications of what you have done.
Sounds like I kind of deserve it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so night falls maybe about half an hour or so after dusk. Noor emerges from his room. Have you sort of been waiting for him to come out? Like, are
Yes.
you there? Okay. And Mercutio, I assume you are there as well?
Of course.
Awesome. So he emerges, and it looks like he hasn't slept at all. His clothes aren't even wrinkled. And so he steps out and sort of brushes his clothes sort of smooth and says, "So, what happened?"
Well, with what do you refer? With the event of our mission, or the events of last night?
What happened last night?
Oh, goodness. We may have just overthrown the current regime, the current freehold regime.
So, have you told this guy that you're changelings? Because he is not a changeling.
Oh, yeah, so I probably haven't. So I'll just say, never mind what happened last night.
Okay.
No, well, hold up, Harry.
Yes.
I do have retinue, so I literally can control mortals to fight for me. So I have his. I can get him to just be on our side.
He's not a mortal. He is a vampire.
Oh, never fucking mind then.
Yeah.
no. You didn't say that shit.
On that note, as you talk to him, you do sort of sense a little bit of banality about him, because he is in stasis and he is unchanging. But he is also driven by his faith, and that is the one thing that allows him to still feel feelings. So it's not painful to be in his presence.
Okay.
So I'll fill him in. I'll tell him that we freed the prince. The king did not want to go, so we did not take him with us.
Well, if the prince is free, he will probably head to his kin in Germany.
That seems to be the plan.
Did he have any treasure? Any items of worth with him?
Not that I would know. I don't think so.
In that case, once he gets to Germany, he will have very little to offer except his imperial bloodline. He could offer the Crusader army something out of the treasury, but he'd have to be restored to the throne first, which is what I suspect he wants.
Yes. So that's what we were doing. That's what happened. It seems they've taken efforts to make sure that news of this does not spread.
All right. I believe I don't need to explain to you that this is not good for us.
No, but I have a question for you. Some
Ask.
of your brethren may be involved in the castle, in the politics.
By brethren, what do you mean?
Other kindred.
I would not call them brethren.
Would you know anything about them, by chance?
I know that there are black magicians in Venice.
Black magicians.
I know that they're probably... they are not driving what is happening, but they are profiting off of it like parasites.
Should we go after them, or let them be?
If you want to go all the way to Venice, I won't stop you.
I speak not of those in Venice. One of them is here, in the palace.
Ah. Guard your cemeteries well, then. You can go places I cannot. You can go many places I cannot. And you have an Italian protege.
I suppose, yes. Do you have anything you'd like to contribute, Mercutio?
Alaska,
Yes.
I always follow you. I always follow your lead. Whatever your decision is mine to follow. I think that if there is a threat that is here, we must extinguish it before this spreads like a virus.
I agree. Noor, do you agree that this is a threat?
Absolutely.
All right. Then I think we have our next task.
Off we go.
Noor will excuse him, saying he's a little bit peckish.
Of course.
Don't worry about it.
So
This
now you
task
got-
will be in our hands.
So we're gonna go handle the Venetian vampires here, aren't we?
That's gonna be fun. Oh, that is going to be fun, Alaska.
Have you packed
Oh,
your
my-
wooden stakes? We're going to need
I
that.
do not have wooden stakes, but I do have my weaponry that is very polished with garlic.
Garlic might not actually
No.
hurt them.
Well, how
Then
much
you
a
have
cult
screwed
do you
me.
have?
Oh, how much a cult?
Me?
Oh, me? I got like
Or,
I think I got fuck all. Let me
no,
check.
there's no occult. Let's go with Grimory.
Grimory, I
Let's
got
see.
one.
I think I might have one in there, maybe.
If I could roll for another, I will.
I have one, yeah.
Which I can.
How about Kenning?
I have no canning. Just
No canning.
one in Grimory.
Okay. Garlic is Eastern European superstition. So actually, in fact, you might also be like garlic probably won't work.
Yeah.
You would probably put more faith in holy objects.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alaska, before we go to our mission, we must talk to the beautiful Fae.
I agree. There's been quite a political shakeup.
Yes, of course.
So
But for us to get anything of holy, we need to get close to some of the holiest people that we know,
mm-hmm.
which is the Templars.
That
And
is a
we
good
have
plan.
We have a brand new person in power that we both know, the beautiful Rosa, which I shall win her heart sooner or later.
Oh boy.
What can I say? I am a Romeo,
Oh.
through and through. But do you think Rosa can help us and get some of these holy things?
Perhaps.
So then we
So
must
then
go.
let us go speak with Rosa.
Okay. Rosa, I assume you're at the Freehold? Okay. And Panda, is Zakea at the Freehold? Is she somewhere else?
Zakea is currently quietly spreading the rumor that the death of Ephialtes was in retaliation for his assassination attempt against his previously most loyal person because he was desperately jealous of her. That's why he ordered her to commit suicide.
Okay. Give me a manipulation persuasion roll for this.
I believe that's 6. Let me just bring up the note.
Okay.
I really should have the dice app open.
If you get an instant fail, we're gonna have to hear the truth. and I'm hoping to hear the damn truth from that. Because if that's legit, oh.
I mean, the truth would be I have no idea what happened.
Oh.
Okay.
The roll of the dice. Dun, 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 dun.
Roll.
Roll die.
And I got 4 successes, 2 of which are like 10s, so I get to re-roll them.
Okay.
Very well, man. Very well.
And 1 more success out of that. So 5 successes total out of 6 dice.
Awesome. Yeah, with 5 successes, you totally have. I assume you're spreading these rumors amongst the fellow changelings.
Yes, I'm spreading it among the fellow changelings, and I'm making it the most epic, complicated, elaborate story possible. There's like a forbidden love in there that no one's met. There's like, this is. I'm partially doing this in honor of Ephialtes to make sure his death is the most convoluted, wild, interesting story ever.
Okay. Are you spreading this among commoners or among she or among both?
Everybody.
Okay. So among the commoners, it sort of becomes this cautionary tale of, look what the she do to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And among the she, it sort of becomes like almost this Shakespearean tragedy of he planted the seeds for his own downfall.
He's been given a nice legacy and remembered with proper story.
Yes, they definitely will be telling stories about this for quite a while. Especially because some of the more politically savvy pick up really quickly, like, oh, I can tell this story in a way that really makes Rosa look good. So, because every good hero needs a villain.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm off to go beat up the Boggin.
Poor guy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so Al-Asfa and Mercutio, you walk into the freehold and you almost immediately see Zakea being like, I guess like, stop hitting yourself.
More like telling him that I desperately need his help and sending him to go get striped paint.
Okay.
Striped paint? What?
And a bag of nail holes.
He's a Boggin, so
right.
he can probably come up with striped paint somehow.
It'll keep him busy, though.
Yes, it will. And it will cost him glamour to procure. So yes, this is what you see as you walk into the freehold.
A normal day.
Did we come to the right place at the right time right now?
I fear so, Mercutio. I fear so.
Oh. These are your friends. They are a wily bunch, but you know what? I feel so protected and safe with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Al-Asfa and I say, no haircuts tonight.
I do not plan on giving anyone a haircut, don't worry.
I'm sorry. Al-Asfa, please, I have to ask, what is this haircut situation that she's talking about?
Yeah,
decapitation.
Rosa, you can see your companions have entered the freehold.
Excellent. I would call them over.
I will arrive.
I will arrive.
I mean, I like it. It's deliberate.
Yeah.
Yeah, gentlemen, I hope you have heard the news of your new titles.
I have not.
I do not know. Is it your hand in marriage?
It is not Mercutio, but good guess.
Hey, a man must try.
As rightfully earned, you are the fool of the court. And Alaspa is, oh gosh, I already forgot it. The guard.
Captain of the guard, yeah.
Guard.
Sorry.
He's already had a lifetime of experience in the role.
Yep.
Yes.
Quite literally.
Which you might not remember, but I remember, and you did it pretty well.
Alright. I guess I can do that accent again. Gotta get back into it.
You don't have to do the same accent.
I know.
I mean,
You have to play the same role, though.
it might slip through, depending on how much you start remembering.
Yeah, I don't know if
Okay.
this triggers you. Is this a trigger?
Perhaps. We'll see.
But yes, you both shan't be worried about your predecessors. One is drinking himself silly and probably won't remember anything for weeks to come. And the other, I'm pretty sure Sakea might destroy him because I don't know if she knows about the new fool yet.
I imagine, Sakea, as you have been spreading gossip, you have also been receiving it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm throwing a tantrum because someone brought me striped paint and I was sure that was impossible.
Stripe.
You made a truth teller out of me!
It is only chimerical striped paint.
Very well, you may live.
He asks what you want him to paint.
I decide the very top of the lighthouse.
Okay, he gets to work.
This is just mean. Poor guy's trying his best.
Sorry, I need to write that down in my notes because
The top
who
of the
knows
lighthouse
with
is chimerically painted in bright, cheerful stripes.
because that won't attract anyone's attention.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Well, someone can tell him not to do that. It's not like I have the authority to tell him to do it.
Oh yeah, I'll
Unless-
just stop him on the way up and just be like, no.
Okay, now I'll go beat him up for not doing what needs to be done then.
Oh no.
Now we get
Can I
stop
prevent?
hitting
I'm
yourself.
captain of the guard. It's my job to keep the peace. I'm gonna get in between these two.
So, boggins do their best work when no one can see them. So you can't watch a boggin working or the magic fails. So he will just eventually scamper off and do the painting.
Ah, bummer. Okay.
Assuming he doesn't.
Is it?
I think my character's Sealy, so I'd probably be making life very hard for him because I would feel bad if he fell off the lighthouse. So I'm using my unnatural grace to hang out and basically see if I can catch him. Since torment him, yes. Kill him, no.
Okay.
Question.
Because I
Yes.
have superhuman balance, I really can't fall off stuff.
If we were to blindfold the bargain, would he be able to do the work because he doesn't know if anybody's looking behind?
That is an interesting philosophical question.
Philosophical, I have this blindfold right here. And a bag of peas for him, rice for him
Can
to
we
store.
leave the poor boggin alone?
The
Not
is not going to leave him alone.
Playing,
you know.
why little mousy man?
I mean, you did establish that this guy was, constant target of Zakea's bullying.
Yep.
Do you actually blindfold him?
It could be. If we could blindfold him, and that would be a deterrent from Zakia's like pestering, so he could focus on the painting. I would try
You
that.
don't want him to paint the top of the tower striped with chimerical paint, because then it's going to be flagged as there's weird magic here.
Zakeo, you could just tell him to go paint something else like the Hagia Sophia.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, he can go paint that.
Okay.
But only because it occurs to me that he might fall off the top of the lighthouse.
That you would have someone to bully.
No more bullying.
Hagia Sophia has many places to fall off of already.
Yeah, it's a tall. Yeah.
This is the
Okay.
port that you've inherited.
So it would seem.
Nobody's told me about this shark puka that I've heard is in town. He was all over the palace.
Yes, so, eventually, Zakeo sends the bargain off to go paint the golden dome of the Hagia Sophia. And you find yourself having a moment alone with your companions.
Oh no.
How are you feeling?
Me? I'm great.
Not you, the puka. I know you're great. You're feeling good.
Oh no.
Wait, is Zakea here still too, right?
I
Yeah.
assume all four of you are
Yes,
together.
I'm
Yeah,
giving
yes.
She's giving
Troll
evil
and
ass
the
look
she
right
that
now.
you know what you did, disappointed stares.
Oh no. She's
I've
still...
been
I do know what
noticing
I
it.
did. I don't really. It doesn't bother me.
Good. Good. Again, we spoke about this, so I know he seems fine. So do you guys mind your new roles?
I think in the position that I'm in, I will be better suited to help defend the city when the Crusaders arrive.
Defend the city. So you're expecting the Crusaders to not be on our side?
So, the Crusaders are not on your side, Harry.
Yeah, I
But-
know.
You have zero reason to think that they have any ill will towards Constantinople at this moment in time.
Oh.
Yeah, Harry.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I guess my job is easy then.
Yeah,
Because nothing bad's gonna happen ever to this city.
Oh, it
Yup,
could
it's gonna
possibly
be
be
great.
that we're going to get invaded by that prince we rescued.
Yeah, couldn't possibly.
I'm saying that in character.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope not, but now that you say it, it does make me worry.
And you know, nobody else ever gets killed when we have our usual mob changeover of government. There's no history of brutality, misuse of the treasury to pay off the people who supported you. These things never happen.
Yeah, when she's done with her sentence, we can move on.
You're all safe under your able leadership.
Oh, I really enjoy you, Zakea. I'm so excited that you and the fool will work together to entertain the court on equal stands.
I still did not understand if I'm getting paid or not.
Yeah, you get paid as the fool, for sure.
I am down.
It's a good position,
Do
but
you know how to
watch
juggle?
out. Do watch out for the claws.
Do I know how to juggle? I could juggle anything. I could juggle bowling balls. I could juggle pins. I could juggle
Pick
bats.
her up.
Juggle cats.
Pick her up.
And I can juggle
Are
you.
we juggling? Oh, jeez.
Okay, so, I believe that I believe that Al Asfa has a mission.
Yes.
Oh.
I have been informed by a dear friend of mine that the leeches, the Venetian leeches in the palace, are a threat to the city and those within it.
Where were you informed of this?
That is between me and my informant.
Ah, I see. I understand your loyalty is not necessarily with me, and I will respect it. But I'm pretty sure the Venetians hold quite a. she's coughing up a hairball down there.
Of course.
But I'm pretty sure the Venetians are our friends, right?
Not exactly. Remember the ambassador? We spied on him, we took his documents. He had all that blood on his sheets.
I'm pretty sure I wasn't told about the ambassador's stuff because it wasn't part of my mission. But if you'd like to inform me, I will always take the information.
Oh yes, Mercutio, could you inform what should we call you? You're the leader of the freehold. Our new leader, Rosa.
The local title of authority is Dukes. D-O-U-X.
Our Dukes.
Freehold.
Rosa.
Well, I did hand, well, out of character, I did hand Rosa the paperwork. So Rosa, you should know all, well, she should know.
Yushio, you don't want to tell anyone about all the other things you stole, do you?
What have you stolen?
What have I stolen? I have given everything that I've taken from my old mission to Duke Rosa. What do you speak of?
You would make an excellent puka.
Oh, this, god dang it. This.
You're lying?
Oh, you tell the lies. You do not like me because I picked you up, huh? Tell the truth. You are mischievous. You are. I do not like you. Stop licking yourself. Anyway. So, oh my god. So Alasa, all
Yes.
the paperwork that I had on me for my mission, I gave it to the Duke.
Alright. I'll slip the Duke the...
Yeah, you didn't know that I gave her the paperwork because you weren't there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot we did that too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah,
That's
you
fine.
weren't over there. Yeah. No, that's cool though. That's why I just cool. Now we're all caught together. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, so Rosa does her power move, and yes, you are reminded of the contents of both letters.
Okay, which just in general are the fact that the Venetian wanted to gain something, right?
Yeah, so the Venetians have secured a contract with the Pope to build the boats necessary to bring all the Crusaders to the Holy Land. But there are rumors that the Venetian Doge, so the ruler of the city, will not let the ships leave without being paid in full first. And so this would really hurt the local economy of Italy. They would not have the money that they would normally expect to be able to go on crusade if they have to pay this bill up front. Yes?
Question? Quick question.
Yes.
Yes. In those papers, it does have that Michael Stefanos, the commander, is selling the ship parts, right?
No, that was something that you heard through a rumor.
Okay. All right. Never mind then.
But
I thought that was in the paperwork as well. All right. I got a little confused on that part.
Yes.
Right.
But that is something that you know, and that you can communicate right now, is that Michael Strifnos is the leader of the Imperial Navy. He's been selling off all the ships and canvas for sails, and then even like nails and barrels of pitch. He's been selling it off, which he should not be doing, but there is nothing that anyone can do because he is married to the Emperor's sister.
Do you share that info?
Yes. I speak it to you right now.
So it sounds like he's trying to cripple us in this game of the seas. I'm gonna say game of the seas because
It could be
that's
seen.
road.
It could be seen as treason. It could also be seen as just plain greed.
Still, I don't like either one of those, and I feel like we should probably do something about this. Do you both want, or do all three of you?
I recommend that Mercutio seduce the Emperor's sister and ruin the marriage.
I swear to
I think
God.
that's a great suggestion, but we'll also take others.
I'm sure we could have a word with him. Change
I
his
think that's a
mind.
good idea.
Perhaps convince him to move to another city.
I think that's a great idea, and I would love to take my newfound power and join you three on this mission of making sure it. Mikkel, did we say, or Michael?
Michael Striftnose.
Michael.
Yeah, I love how I'm like Mikkel.
And he is not a vampire, correct?
As far as you know,
Green.
I mean,
As far as
We're not for sure.
he's married to a woman who has given birth
So then, no.
ostensibly to his children. So
So
Some of them are
hopefully
probably his.
alive.
Yeah.
Do we know of vampires in general? It seems like we do.
how much grimory or kenning do you have?
Oh, damn it.
Good question.
Duke's Rosa has a bunch.
I have 2 Grimory, and Kenning, I have 3. So
What?
Yeah, so you definitely know that sometimes the dead do not stay in their graves. You're not quite sure how people can be brought back from this, but they can be brought back. They become somewhere between a predator and a parasite. And they don't change. They are as they were at the moment of their death, like not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally as well.
Ugh.
okay, I will share this with the group. That
Yeah, it's
I know this.
so the important thing is that because they don't change, they are inherently banal.
Ooh. Yeah, so be careful of these. They are in our city, and if you know of any, you could be susceptible. So let's see if this guy's one of them. Leo.
Duke Rosa, hold on. This sounds so unholy. Do you have anything that we could prepare ourselves for such unholiness?
From Michael?
Yeah, so
From Michael?
I believe this will be an entertaining scene when we burst into his bedroom in the middle of the day, stakes in hand. I mean, it'll work, just possibly not the way we expected they did.
yeah, so Rosa, you would also know that the way to defeat these people is fire or sunlight or holy symbols.
Okay, I mean, I guess if we're going to Michael thinking he possibly could be part of this group of undead, I would suggest us bring some crosses, which I probably have abundance of.
Oh yes, you do.
Nice.
You also have access to wood, mostly wood, sometimes mosaics, depictions of saints, holy people. These are objects of veneration in the city right now. Uh, you would consider them to be as holy as the image of a cross.
Yeah. So I got. Oh, go ahead, Panda.
May I rule that I own an icon that is of that hapless priest that we converted back in our last go round?
You're so wrong.
Sure.
So wrong. Oh, I need more theta juice.
So yes, so I'll give them icons. I will give obviously the head of the guard any weapons, equipment, things that he needs. I will also supply Zacchaea and Mercutio with what they would need, even though Mercutio is the fool and Zacchaea is just a typical entertainer. But we would get them all suited up, and we're gonna go meet with Michael.
Mikey.
Okay.
Michael.
Michael.
Okay.
I still need my striped paint. Where did it go?
It's so ridiculous.
I don't know if I have access to striped paint.
Is this Michael Stefano? No, it's just Michael.
It's Michael.
Zacchaea is not entirely sure what's going on, although I, the player, knows, and insists she's mostly going to make sure the troll doesn't give anyone a haircut.
Okay. So, Michael Striffnose has an office basically near the docks that he's never at, except when he's selling something. And he also has a very nice collection of apartments within the Grand Palace structure for him and his family.
Oof.
Perhaps
like
we
a lot of
could
stuff to check
pose
out.
as potential buyers.
Harry, I saw you say something. I couldn't hear you
can
though.
you? Am I okay? Let me just double check that this is working. And
We have lost Alaspa's sound.
testing.
There
Now
you
we-
go.
Hey,
Yes, hello. Sorry, I think my headphone disconnected and reset my audio input. I think we could perhaps pose as buyers for materials regarding the Navy. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Draw him out to
Yeah.
the office and have a word with him.
I will bring the coin. Feel like I have access to it now. And a
Yeah. It is totally reasonable for you to approach him and be like, "Hey, the Templars want boats."
That is what I have said.
Sure. So, yeah, going through official channels, you make it known that you're interested in purchasing a ship or two on behalf of the Knights Templar. And so, within a day or so, you get an appointment with Michael Striffnose.
And I brought my crew, who happens to
Uh,
have an 8-foot troll.
Wait, so what is the plan? Are we kidnapping
No.
him?
the
Are we just
appoint-
beating him up?
The appointment that you are given is in the middle of the day.
What?
Perfect. For us. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
If Michael's there, we're supposed to first
So we know he's not a vampire, which is
we're
good.
first talking to him. We'll see what happens. We always go with good intention.
I know that's the first thing I think when I'm dealing with a corrupt bureaucrat. They're definitely a vampire.
I mean,
I'm gonna bring a box that we can bring with us that could fit, say, an unconscious corrupt bureaucrat.
Yes, there is a box. I am going to be in cat form for the duration of this, just because I can probably move around the office a little bit more stealthily if you need me to suddenly appear behind him for
Brilliant.
looming purposes.
yeah, crates are really common in the docks. You can easily pick one up. Cats, also really common. No one will really notice you.
I would like to bring a horse and carriage, which I guess would be called something else in Constantinople.
Chariot?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You can bring them part of the way through. Like once you sort of get onto the waterfront, that's not the best place for horses, but you can have a getaway wagon ready if that's what you're thinking.
That is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
If we have a box, we probably should have a chariot to fit the box.
Yes.
And there's a gift ribbon to go on the box.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, you
Not the
can
box.
definitely make those arrangements.
Perfect.
Was there something you wanted, Rob?
No, just like it's all about the box.
Okay, sure. So, you are invited to have lunch with Michael Strifnos.
Oh, by the way, on our way there, because I am such a master of disguise, I put another disguise on.
Okay.
That's just my character. He just loves disguises because he
No.
likes my stuff.
It is not a bad idea because if things go haywire, you want witnesses giving a description of someone who is not you.
Shazam. Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, all right. I'm ready to go meet Michael.
Okay, so, Rosa, you show up. It's midday. There's a very nice lunch spread. It's fruit and cheese and wine, probably some roasted meats. I assume that Mercutio and Alasfa, like, are you guys as part of her entourage, or how are you showing up?
Now that's a good question, because I don't know if it would be more strategically sound for me to move as part of her entourage or in ambush. And I think perhaps...
If we're getting a box, you're likely to be stuck being the porter bringing the box.
That's true.
in.
I'm probably the only one who can
You're
like
just the
lift a
helpful
dude in a
porters
box on one
bringing the
arm.
box in.
So I'll be part of the entourage.
Okay.
And I'm going to be actually going in a secret way and trying to find any back doors into where they're meeting, so I could be close enough that I can actually get in if needed, but yet again, I'm still on the outside. So I'm perched on a windowsill on where they're meeting. So if I need to, open the window, jump in. If not, stealthily just recluse myself.
Yeah. This is a dockyard. So it's full of like ships.
Oh, there's no buildings.
I'm sorry? No,
There's no
it's full of
buildings.
like
No.
ships and warehouses and people moving forward and backward. So you can definitely find that.
Yeah, so can you give me a description of where we're actually meeting this person? Like what the
so
layout is?
it's not right on the waterfront. But it is close by, so it's pretty much a building set up high enough where if you're in there, you look out the window over ships coming in, porters moving stuff back and forward, sailors going back and forth. You can definitely like smell the sea air that blows right through the windows. And so around you nearby are an assortment of warehouses, storehouses, probably like a really seedy sailor's tavern or two.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, so Zakea is coming in on 4 paws. Rosa, you walk in with your entourage. You see Michael Strifnos. He really, really likes nice clothing. He dresses to impress. He's got on right now the Byzantine equivalent of a designer suit. So gold thread, gems sewn right into the hemline. He's got a whole lot of jewelry, like hands full of rings, like 10 fingers, 12 rings.
Camping. Okay.
Excellent.
And he has obviously not missed a meal in a while.
Ooh, he's a big boy. Okay.
You are describing Jabba the Hutt, Rachel.
That's him.
As far as I remember, Jabba the Hutt did not dress well.
He didn't dress at all.
Really?
And he's not that big.
He had no pants. Jabba had no clothing.
Yeah.
All right, more
I
like.
would like to state that I do have unearthly beauty. So I feel like instantly when he saw me, he would just stare in awe and be very impressed by the presence.
And for the record, I'm wearing
Yeah.
Templar garb, not my standard assassin gear.
It feels so awkward.
Yeah, it's just like it's just
itchy.
clunky and itchy. And yeah, I got some good freedom of movement with like the plate armor, but still it's heavy.
Control yourself.
I'm just like, eh.
I mean,
Stop it.
it would be like if you are a hard left progressive wearing a MAGA hat. That's what you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
Burn your head right now.
Yeah. So you are really leaning into your she self of I am a elf queen, and he has no defenses against that. So you walk in and he stares like wide-eyed for a moment, and then just gives the biggest, most flourishy courtly bow he can think of. Says, "My lady, I had no idea that such roses grew amongst the thorns of the Templars. Please, be welcome. Can I get you anything? Is this a sufficient repast for you? I can summon anything you wish from the market."
It looks lovely. I appreciate your presentation.
Can I make
And
a
I'm
roll to see if I
excited
can?
to see-
Oh,
what?
sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I make a roll to see if he has any bodyguards or anybody sort of like waiting in the wings in case anything goes south?
Yeah, his bodyguards aren't really subtle.
Okay.
There's two guys in there with him. It looks like they're more there for like decoration. Like, you know how some people just put up the security company sign
Yeah.
rather than paying for the whole system?
Yeah.
These guys haven't worked out in a while.
Oh,
How attentive are they?
They're really paying attention to Rosa right now.
Okay. Just trying to figure out if I could make this convenient by trying to lure one of them off somewhere so there were less witnesses of the boxing.
of the box.
I love that we've
Haven't committed to the boxing yet.
This is the most chaotic season we've had so far, and I kind of love it.
Yeah. Well, I like that. It means you guys are growing more comfortable in your roles.
Yes.
I swear, I think I might be the responsible one.
Surprise! Shockingly, after season, in later seasons, it might change with my character, just for the record. But for now,
we'll see. So unless Zakea, unless you are trying to use a cantrip or a power or a skill of some kind, I'm going to say that Cat Puka cannot really compete with She, who's showing up in all her glory.
Cat Puka is fine with this. Frankly, if they complained that their boss was taken away in a box by the lodge mistress, no one would believe them.
They'd probably be like, well, that's what he wanted, so why is anyone complaining?
Really, some people are into that.
Okay. So, the Michael Striffnos is here. He's being super solicitous. What do you do next?
I want us to sit, enjoy the spread, and speak about how he to successfully get us the ships we look to get. And then I would like to bring up the overall aspect of that the Crusaders might come and how he hopes to provide for Constantinople.
Yeah, so he quotes you. He quotes you a price on the ships. It's a certain number of gold pieces. you would know enough to know that technically, if you actually wanted to buy these ships, it would be at a discount based on like actual market value. But he didn't pay for these ships, so that's pure profit for him.
Of
He's
course.
highballing us. He's highballing you, Rosa. He's highballing you.
Like what's going on is like if you walked into a Navy office and asked the commander-in-chief of the Navy, like, hey, can I buy that warship? And they say, yeah, here's the keys. And all that money went to them personally. This is what he's doing.
Yeah.
Interesting. So that's how I would then engage in the art of, well, I hear so and so is coming, aka the Crusaders.
Yes.
How confident are you in Constantinople's ability to defend itself against such a navy? Or
Ah,
what do you want to call it?
we have nothing to fear from our fellow Christians.
Yes, because we are for their war?
Well, certainly, if the Holy Lands are liberated, that would be a great boon to the pilgrims, and we would certainly put those Muslims in their place. He probably uses a couple slurs that I'm not going to say, but just imagine them.
Alas was just gonna like
Untranslatable.
Yeah.
just sort of shake out his hands a bit, get ready.
So I was under the impression that we were not 100% for what the Pope asked.
Well, the Pope, he puts on airs, doesn't he? Everyone knows that the true Christian leader is the Patriarch sitting in Hagia Sophia.
Oh, I would think.
But if the Venetians want to spend their coin and their soldiers on liberating the Holy Land, who am I to stop them? You know, lady, I've heard a rumor that this may bankrupt Venice.
Oh,
But would we be able to stop them if we even needed that option?
Oh, I'm sure.
You think our fleet is as wide and
Broad.
than I'm like, how else would I describe a ship?
As he says, no, come, my lady, stand next to me. Look out through this window.
Okay.
And he sort of like sneaks his arm around your waist as he's talking to you.
I'll allow
He says, you see that tower in the distance, and he's pointing to the tower that you use as the freehold. And he says, anchored to that tower are 1,000 feet of iron chain. We have only to engage the winch, and these chains will be driven across the harbor, and no ships may enter unless they wish to tear themselves to pieces.
Do we know if that is true?
Absolutely. And as a resident of Constantinople, yeah, this is one of the city defenses.
Excellent. So we're relying on chains over ships.
Well, if they can't get into the harbor, what do we need worry?
What if they have artillery?
There's no artillery that can defeat 13 miles of Constantine's walls. And so he points to the other part of the city, which is 13 miles of really strong walls, which no one has yet been able to breach.
That is hopeful.
But why would Christian fight Christian?
Now, so he's over like by a window with
Yes.
Rosa. His two guards, what are they doing?
Checking Rosa out.
Okay, they're distracted, so if I were to just go up behind them and, clang their heads together real hard, knock them out?
Wow.
Would they at all have any idea I was...
I will have you make a stealth roll for that.
Okay, let's see. I'm not bad at stealth, actually. I'm very, very good at it.
Yep.
Because I may be built like a refrigerator, but I sure as hell don't move like one.
You're one of
That
those
is
modern
9
quiet
dice.
refrigerators. You can barely tell it's on.
Are the other two able to help at all, or no?
Okay, that is 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, they do not notice you. Go ahead and give me strength plus brawl.
Brilliant. That is 4 successes.
Okay.
That's-
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, you only need 1 success to succeed. This one would
Good at
be
this
a
stuff.
little more difficult, but with 4 successes, that's 2 apiece.
Clang!
Yes, and
They're dead. Their
Clunk.
skulls just like
How
cracking.
loud is this noise?
I mean, it is
Are you-
loud, so immediately Michael Striffnos turns around and is like, what the?
I feel like I would like to subdue him right away, meaning like either armbar or make
Yeah, you could do that. So what, for you, that would probably be either strength or dexterity plus brawl.
So either one is great. So we'll do strength just to be like, yeah. Strength and brawl. So that's 5.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Unlike Harry, I suck at this. So we'll see what happens. Is the success still 6?
Yeah,
Yes.
6 up.
Okay, cool.
I probably should have made it a little bit harder for Harry, but whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking
Moment
4
passed.
successes, that might not be enough to knock them both out.
Did have a distraction
Oh
advantage.
no, I only got 1.
Uh-oh.
Harry.
Alright, so I'm gonna give this guy a chance to roll.
Yeah, let's see that
Oh
happen.
shit.
Oh, come on.
Mercutio's about to do some fucking gangster right now if that dude doesn't do anything.
Take him down, Mercutio. Just don't
he-
kill him.
Wait. He might.
Yeah, he
immediately kill and do nothing.
Yeah, he
So-
might.
Oh,
I
that
get
is
more successes.
2 successes for him
Damn it.
Okay.
on 4
that's it.
dice.
The moment I see him, at first, what is he doing first?
Alright, so Rosa tries to immediately get him in a headlock. He manages to slip out and starts screaming, "Traitor! Guards! Guards!"
I jumped.
I was like, yeah, the guards, they're unconscious. Just go to guards that are unconscious. They will not help you.
I think that my part here
Alright.
would be to flee the scene and then cause a distraction such that if anyone comes running, they'll instead get some sort of hysterical message about how the food wasn't up to satisfaction and he's throwing a fit.
Okay. Rob, what were you gonna do?
I'm jumping straight down on this dude.
Okay.
I'm sorry, on Michael.
Alright, strength plus either brawl or athletics.
It's the same. So that's the 7 dice. So hold on. Okay, so that's literally 5 successes. And
Okay.
God damn.
I'm glad I just seconded.
all 7 successes. All of them were either like the lowest one I got is a 7. I got 7, 8s, and 9s.
Alright, I'm gonna roll for this guy just in case.
Like
Just in case he
legit,
doesn't get knocked the fuck out.
right?
Yeah, he rolled a success and also rolled a 1, so.
Ah.
I'm like straight up like guardian, like Riddick from like Guardians of Riddick, Chronicles of Riddick, and just
Alright,
Right.
yeah, so he spins around. Guards, and now he's on the floor, and there's this person that he's never met on top of him.
I put my knife up to his throat. I don't kill him,
Okay?
and I tell him, silence, or this will be the last words that you say.
He takes the risk to spit at you traitors. Don't you know who I am?
Son of a... I punch him in the face. A quick jab.
I think I would also be like on Mercutio's shoulder, be like, "Don't hurt him too much." And
Yeah.
then I would touch Michael's face, and I'd be like, "It's all right. You didn't know any better anyway."
And I'm tying up the unconscious guards so that they don't wake up and ruin this for everyone.
Okay.
I'm
I turn to
scouting ahead
Rosa
and
at
making
that
sure
point.
we don't have a posse coming towards us.
Yeah, I feel like Mercutio was able to cut him off before he was able to really raise the alarm.
Yes. Well, nonetheless, I'm making sure there's not any like serving maids from the marketplace or anything coming in, so people can have a hasty exit.
Yeah, so from the floor, Michael is like, brother-in-law to the Emperor. Whatever ransom you want, you can have.
It is not ransom we want.
Your status doesn't affect us. It's just of what you're doing, honestly.
Maybe we should
Not
gag
that.
him. I said maybe we should gag him.
That sounds good. I would like to shove something in his mouth because I.
Okay, yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, you give it a scrap of ship sail, really thick canvas, and
Bonded rope.
yep, that too.
And in the box.
While this is going on, I look at Rosa. I'm like, first she touches his face, then she puts something in his mouth. Why can't you give me that attention? Because that's something
I think if I hear that, I'm gonna just like look over my shoulder, like, let's get him in the box.
Okay.
In the box. Where should we ship him to?
Sounds like
Venice? I
Yeah,
hear Venice
I'm gonna,
is
like-
lovely, or maybe Germany. Germany would be an amazing place to send him.
What about England?
I think you'd be happy there.
That's far enough away. I'll put some water and food in the box with him. And find the nearest ship, put a shipping label on that shit, and pay him extra to not open the box.
Oh my
I
god.
like it. I like the face.
Don't open this box until you're at sea. And don't open
yeah.
it.
X-Men.
You could find a ship that is leaving on the next tide. Eventually Striftnose will be able to make enough noise to be noticed, but it is entirely unlikely that the ship would turn around to return him.
I largely
Perfect.
recommend picking someone who'd have no idea who he is and robbing him blind of anything to identify himself
Yeah,
with.
let's put him in like common clothes, and we'll
Okay.
take his
Right.
rings.
Yes, so that
You
when
guys
he
can
says,
change him however you want. I'm not taking his clothes off.
Okay.
yes, so when he says, "Do you know who I am?" he gets back, "I'm sorry, I don't speak Byzantine." From the nice whatever it is merchants that we found that are taking.
Yeah, there are a bunch of Arabic-speaking traders. Al-Asfa speaks Arabic and can totally be like, take this box, please.
Take this box
Yes.
to London for me.
Yes, that's where it's going. Here's the money for it.
The only
But-
other thing that I would want to do after all that is to make sure we have some sort of loyal fae in charge of these ships now so that we can kind of make sure they're not being...
I know a fool who's out of work.
Yeah, so that
Extremely attentive.
would be quite a lot of politicking.
Okay.
So that sounds like what
Fantastic.
will be the focus of game next week.
Oh, I know what I do. While I'm there,
Yes.
I steal this guy's seal. Because
Yes.
this will help us with the politicking because we don't have to take the job. We just need to have a new secretary hired for him.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah, we just have someone. We need someone who will actually build up the navy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This seems like a really good place to end game.
We've just shipped off Michael Strifnose to fucking London.
Bye, Michael.
He's gone.
You know,
Awesome.
Harry, because you're a history major, I really hope that at one point the events of this game will help you
I
complete
hope
a
so, but
final
I think we're
exam.
diverging enough from actual history that it'll be more of a hindrance.
Yeah, so, you've packed off the Emperor's brother-in-law, to a ship, full of Arabic speakers, so they probably won't be able to communicate him with really well, won't believe him. So,
Straight up trading places right now.
yeah. So, and I suppose next week it will be picking someone to take over his job.
It will.
Hopefully, among other things.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all so much for playing. Thank you everybody for watching our beautiful chaos.
Oh yeah.
So if we want to talk a little bit about who we are, what we are up to, let's start with Harry.
Yes. I am Harry. You can find me on Twitter at Harry_Wyckoff, on YouTube at the Salubri Cat. I have a series going called Controlled Chaos, which is a Wrath and Glory actual play. Rachel's in it right now, doing bad guy stuff, so that's fun.
No one's figured it out yet.
And no one's figured it out yet except my girlfriend who watches this stream. But she's sworn to silence, so that works. I also have Saratoga by Night. That is on hiatus for now, but next Tuesday, the Tuesday after next, will be the season finale for Season 2. And then we'll be going back to the present day, back to Vampire V5. Yeah. What else do I have going on? I'm on a few other shows here on the Onyx Path. You can find them on the Onyx Path's schedule. Little Brick Reunion, and this one, and then maybe something soon, which will remain a secret for now.
Neat. It's exciting. Panda, what are you up to? What do you want to promote?
Well, if you're interested in starting a Canada at Midnight domain, this is the final day to get the 50% discount. We are honoring everyone who gets their applications for membership in. If you're interested in playing, it's 50% off and your home domain gets to keep it. So if you're starting a new domain, you get that nice little bit of seed money for your new games. We just finished all the clan docs for Dark Ages, which is going not only on schedule, but quite pretty to look at. I do recommend you check out CanadaAtMidnight.com and see some of the projects that we're up to. We're working on our Modern Chronicle right now.
Awesome. Rob, what are you up to? What do you want to promote?
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Rob Fury here. I'm doing very well. Wanted to promote some of the fantastic things that me and Tori Clark are doing on Bells of Fury. We're putting out some really great stuff. More and more stuff are coming out. We just finished a brand new project, which is a little secret, which we will be putting out as soon as we can. So we're not going to tell anything about that. But anyway, if you don't want to follow me, I'm actually doing a Death Note podcast called Geeks at Death Note. I'm going to be starting a wrestling podcast very soon. Me and Tori are about to record a brand new Bleach podcast, so to be Bleach Saga 2. So if anybody wants to follow me and check out any geeky things that I do and My Hero Academia, check me out at official Rob Fury all across the board, and Bells of Fury, me and Tori all across the board. Shazam.
Awesome. And last but not least, Tori, what are you up to? What would you like to promote?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have a lot of the Bells of Fury stuff going on. So at Bells of Fury on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, we have this amazing Changeling game. We have the Scarred Lands campaign that just happened last night and will happen next Wednesday as well, which will be really fun. I also have a few podcasts going on. So tomorrow, Boss Mode Initiated comes out, which is more of a self-help mindfulness type of podcast. And then we also have a Frubo, which is an anime fruits basket podcast, which is under the umbrella of the Bells of Fury, but it just has the bells of the Bells of Fury. And I know Rob has some of the people that will just have the fury of the Bells of Fury. So it'll be really exciting there. We'll also have, we're competing in a quarantine film competition. We're launching that tonight. I don't know when you guys will get to see it. Hopefully we get to put it out like either tomorrow or this weekend, but it's going over more of a horror type of section. So we attempted to do some quarantine horror for everyone. So exciting stuff all around.
Awesome. Yeah, and good luck with your quarantine film competition. I hope you win. Let us know if we need to vote.
Thank you. We will. I don't think it's a voting thing, but we'll let you know for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
As for me, my name is Rachel. I am your humble storyteller. You can find me at Ko-Fi and Twitter and pretty much anywhere under Stolen Fires. And check out the Technocracy Reloaded Kickstarter. We are something like 2-3 days in, and we already raised $100,000.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Back in the saddle?
I'm sorry?
Don't you have Phil Mercado back in the saddle?
Yes. Phil's gonna be there. A bunch of other really great writers are participating in the project. It looks like it's gonna be a really awesome addition to the Mage 20 line, all about technocracy, how to add them to your campaign. I believe next week I'll be doing a show, Storytellers with Coffee, where hopefully I will get to talk with the line developer Travis and a couple other of the writers. And talk about like how do you incorporate Technox into your chronicle. And so that should be really fun and really exciting. So again, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week.
Bye bye.